of schedule also strong. Current Jerry Palm projection is a 9 seed for Florida.
Yeah, this will make a stamp. Even without Higgins, this will be a very, very good win. There's that post up for Richards down low.
And he gets in there for Gainesville with Kentucky. He is back in Lexington. John Calipari and Higgins had a conversation. They decided together that he would not make this trip. And the expectation is that he will return for the postseason, which includes the SEC tournament in Nashville.
So there's the baseline cut, and there's the release. Good little set there to get.
Right now would be considered in the first 4 out. A lot can happen with the SEC tournament coming up in Nashville.
I just look at Florida as a team that's probably going to be in win or lose on this afternoon here.
Quickly.
Let's see if a double comes. Nice drop step.
Drop step and slam. That is it.
Offensive and defensive experience. If they'd have a lot of opportunities, and they've taken advantage of it.
Richards, the ball ricochets.
Just as you touched on a second ago, the guards for Florida, the wing players have really complemented one another very well.
Upstairs, Maxey to Richards. Maxey thought about the repost instead. Zigzags to the rim. Missed it. Richards, the follow.
Maxey
is shooting 50% in the second half. They trail by 3. We're down to 2:35 remaining. Juzang, entry. Richards, the back end. Oh, he's locked in.
Against Tennessee when he was 4 of 4 for 13 points. He had 3 threes in that game. So maybe there's something about seeing these orange shirts that get number 10 going. Vlasic picked up another foul. He came in and was very physical, but he goes to the bench with 2. And now Richards with an undersized Fulkerson on him. He tries to body him. Throws in that jump hook. That's an very will be a tie game, if not have the lead. It could be a 5-point game the other way. Yeah, absolutely it could.
Now John Calipari with a lot of play calls in front of his bench. Heavy dosage probably of sprint out ball screens with Nick Richards and Higgins trying to get his guards going to the rim.
Dump off to Nick, and he thunders it home.
It's a nice kick out, and that's what they do. They stretch the D, and you better get on that guy.
So Purifoy has nailed a pair of 3-pointers for Auburn. And off to a quick start on the offensive end. Okoro drawing the assignment on Higgins out front. You can switch him on anybody on the floor. That's his versatility.
Great defender. There's this empty side. Look inside, guys. He's right there. You go for the hook.
Richards.
Shot.
Oh, it goes
at the one end. 50 right at the rim at the other.
Beautiful feed from Samir Dowdy, the senior. 8-5 lead for Auburn.
At a Philly, too. We had a chance. Tracy and I had a chat with him today how much he's enjoying it. There's the lob when you get a piece of the lane.
Richards off the double team. McCormick whips it inside, and it bounces off of McLemore. Shifting gears. Oh, nice. Tough angle.
But boy, outstanding understanding off the bounce.
A lead 8 game in Kansas City. Auburn beat Kentucky 77-71 in overtime. Jared Harper had 26. Bryce Brown had 24.
Pretty good backcourt, huh?
Richards. Misses Brian Tyree to 3 of 19 from the field, the SEC's leading scorer. So Auburn can lock you down and give you fits on this end of the floor. Maxey takes it outside with 11 to shoot. Screen, Richards. Shot clock at 6. Richards squares.
Yes. He can make that.
8% for the year, but this guy has been outstanding. Josh Nebo, who was denied that time.
A&M embraces ugly in terms of how they play. And Nick Richards.
Cartones de manera provisional al tiempo que estamos llegando casi a la mitad de esta primera mitad, valga la expresión. Aquí está entonces Higgins, colándose, empujando, mordiendo, entrando, y Richards de la gira, atasca finalmente.
$9.2 millones por temporada le paga Kentucky a John Calipari.
Se alcanza para algo, ¿no? Con
sí, más incluso que Susewski con la Universidad de Duke. Tendrá alguna propiedad, me imagino, cercana a la universidad.
Sí, seguramente que sí. Richards otra vez con el mismo tiro y ahora sí.
Gabo, ¿te acuerdas la forma en la que cerró la primera mitad con ese triplazo de Quest Glover para vencer al reloj? Claro. Fue su único intento a la canasta en todo el partido y la efectividad que tuvo.
Y lo saca del 100%. Aquí está Quickly. Richards tiene una muy buena presión. luciéndose ahora el 5. La colada, falla, pero ¡ah, qué tal la madera!
14 into the game. He's at the top of the key as Sestina. That ball was deflected, and Nick Richards picked it up.
And what a play by Williams. Got his shot blocked, did not quit on the play, and wound up getting it out. That's what got the offensive rebound, and that gives you a wide open 3 as a result.
Good pass to Richards, who hits the little jump hook in the lane.
Nick Richards this year, if he does get off to a slow start, he doesn't let that get to him in the second half. He has big second half, so he got the ball. That was a set play to get the ball right into Richards.
3 on the way. Manning's had a very good game.
He's gonna really help LSU. A good defender, adds a different dimension, athletic, and he can knock down a perimeter shot. He's knocked down 3 of them in this game, but it's been few and far between. And right now, Kentucky is going to be smart and use some clock here because they've got a double-digit lead. They don't have to be in any hurry.
Richards open. Look out.
Yeah, that's just too
easy. Did he just roll his hand? Taylor knocks it down. It's a 5-point game. They go back into the press, and this is where not having Higgins is playing a big factor. Three on the shot clock. Double team quickly to Richards. What a pass from quickly to Richards. Is off.
Yeah, he's averaging 9. He needs to get 16 or 18 today. How good was Ole Miss in their early morning shoot-around, Ravi, at 8 a.m.?
They were on fire, but this guy's been...
Ron, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard. But the size on the floor, but the spacing on the floor that went with it. It's a completely different game.
And if you were 3 teams, 9-2, at Dallin's point, that Mississippi State team, they've been riding that bubble, and that is a must-win for them today. A lot of that stuff's going to be determined at the SEC tournament in Nashville. Got to take advantage of the opportunity when you get it. And how about Adu coming through? Richards, contact, no foul. Boy, late whistle, and a flop is going to be called, or at least a warning here.
Where it needs to be from a confident stroke standpoint.
Ray and Tyree no good, and the guards go back and rebound. Maxey and Higgins were there. Quickly, there's the alley-oop. We have not seen that all day today. Quickly, alley-oop. Richards gets it. It's a 2-point game. Ole Miss.
Kermit Davis so hoping for a dead ball right now, because now you're at the media timeout just to calm his guys down. He needs a stoppage of play to kind of put this Kentucky momentum, tap the brakes.
Whoa, spin move, Nick Richards. Applies maybe to more teams this season. Coach Calipari was talking with us earlier today that perhaps in any season of recent memory, there are so many you could say Final Four. Good were in years past, maybe 9, 10 teams.
Yeah, at this point, I think we'd be zeroed in on those 9 or 10 teams. Not right now. Again, Cal made the point very clearly today.
12-point lead, largest of the night. Higgins aggressive. He used that arm to push off. No call made. Richards. 27 points at the half were the lowest for Kentucky in the first half this season.
The Go Big Blue chant starts in Memorial Gym. The crowd probably 50-50, maybe 60-40 Kentucky.
Richards, Obina back in, and Nick Richards looked like he threw that down to the hips.
And most times in life, it's some critical stuff.
They want Richards to keep throwing that in, and he banks in his second one.
Just go back and watch, man. Go back and grade every game film. Miss free throws, miss layups, they cost you ball game. That open corner action for Kentucky so good, man. Those guards, they seek it, they hunt it.
Higgins, oh, what a pass to Richards. Outstanding. And you would agree with that, right?
Absolutely, I would.
I would too.
Now the press again, just handle it one more time, the game's over.
2 assists for Higgins will be the 4th triple-double in Kentucky history. Alley-oop to Nick Richards with an exclamation point.
Getting him late in the shot clock.
Entry for Brooks. Slam down on the follow. Nick, 4 Tennessee turnovers.
You had sustained it, right? The NCAA tournament?
I did. A couple of years ago with Bucknell. It was a really strong Bison team. Caught inside. Count it. Richards. Will they give him... Tennessee is 0 of 5 from three-point territory.
Herbert's got to stay at home and sustain. He's got great range if he gets in a ball screen. Or even here.
Hagan's forced to give it up. Nobody home. Richards. Little lean, and he lost it. Montgomery steps in. Juzang.
Nice find.
What a look. Richards rocks.
The big thing with Kentucky with those 30 points in the paint, a lot of them go up in the dribble drive, the floater variety, or finishing at the 10.
56-51 Kentucky. Hagan's handles it for the Wildcats. We approach 7 minutes to play. Montgomery gets a touch with 8.
Trying to overload for an ISO, why not?
And it works for Rich.
I'll be there. And think about this, LSU, the only major conference team with a 2-game lead in conference play right now. And or if you're Auburn, you have any hopes of winning next SEC tournament? Good job by Nick Richards in drop coverage on the ball screen action. Then recovered to the front of the rim to clean up the miss.
Every loose ball seems tonight to be finding the hands of E.J. Montgomery. Maxey with 3 on the shot clock. Richards will fire. Straight in. 15. If you think about it, Perry's been down. Woodard has been down. Carter's 1 of 5. Weatherspoon 0 for 5. Nick Richards been in there for about 4 seconds. They don't call any of that. He gets what your goals with number of points and time on the clock.
Well, right now, it's can they get back-to-back stops and back-to-back makes. With 10 minutes to go, it would change the complexion of the game. They'll do it. That's the...
Kentucky's beaten Mississippi State 13 straight games. Quickly. Did he get bumped? No, but there's Richards.
Haven't had one, have they?
Weatherspoon was on the bench for a bunch of it. He's now back in the game. Next foul for him, he's out of the game. Same with Adu. So the screen. Hagan steps through it. Richards foul line extended, and he knocks it down.
Yeah.
2 rebounds shy of what would be his 10th double-double of the season. Only Perry has more in the SEC. An 8-point game, 3:40 to go.
Kentucky with their circle action, now the timeout. Higgins was the initial baseline runner. Now they go into that high flat ball screen and let Higgins go to work.
Wide open underneath for the alley-oop, and what a play.
Just caught Kentucky on a switch and rolled Anthony McLemore down into the low post.
Great feed. Another one. 2 beautiful passes from beyond the arc. The grad transfer from Bucknell. Quickly off balance. Richards the follow. Keeps possession. Look at the position here for Richards. And the second time he'll get it through.
He got a ready receiver to finish that play.
Cats looking for their first points of the second half. Nick Richards against Obina. There they are. Higgins probing. Pippen with 10 points. Quickly. Can't answer. Gets it back. And the flush by Richards. Personal looming large for Vandy's upset hopes. Richards inside the bit of a... Well, you just wondered, does Vanderbilt have enough offense? Can Dessou create enough of a spark to keep this one close down to the end?
Vandy back to the zone to try and protect Dessou.
Richards, baseline, 15-footer. With Nick Richards' skill set, the length, the wingspan, the scoring ability, rebounding, rim protection.
Bouncy. He's got a real bounce to his game. He's combined that with a high skill level.
I think that's one of the reasons so many people are starting to say, okay, teams you don't want to play in March. This one right here. He's scoreless at the break. Play 5 minutes in the first half. Has exploded to lift Kentucky to this comeback. Again.
Hagens, handsy on him. Edwards, step back. No good, and a good rebound by Richards, who pushes.
With a low hand.
Look out. Oh, they had Keon Brooks wide open, and he couldn't bring it in. That one worked. Hagens found Richards. Maxey. Contact, no. Richards there for the offensive rebound.
Really concerning why Khalil Whitney would walk away from his team at this part of the season. What is to be gained? You just wonder in those situations, Ravi, who is in the ear of the young man.
Well, in the ear, another banner at some point. And the culture of this place seems to indicate they probably will.
Kentucky comes out with a baseline runner action. This usually results with a side isolation or a middle drive down the pipes of Hagens.
Richards, free throw line, got it.
He shoots that 15-footer
with 15 points. Crowd senses big moment in the game. Richards, baseline, boy. They have silenced that. Higgins or quickly, and Maxey show themselves here late in this contest.
Just a tremendous one-on-one defensive play by Quickly. To be the second guy off the floor, but the long extension to get in front of the ball as a defender.
Too easy for Richards, and he gets the bucket. Hagens that were in Georgia. Tonight he said, I'm going to play a little slower pace. He's off to a good start. And all of a sudden, Georgia's made a couple of buckets to pull within 5.
Yeah, that last basket, Tom Crean again, he posts up Anthony Edwards. The lob to Nick Richards about it.
Off that turnover, a near other turnover. Hagens, the alley-oop, Nick Richards took it off the backboard.
One of the great bass fishing lakes in the entire United States.
Marty's my new best friend because he says Jimmy. Jimmy.
That's zone again by Georgia. And they'll lift up high. And on a Hagens cut, just see if they follow him through to take away his passing ability on that baseline.
Good cut by Richards. Indeed, in a lay-in, Hagens found him. And that, of course, came against Memphis on the road. As back the other way goes Hammonds, and he misses. And a chance now for Kentucky to go on a little run. Maxey's been very quiet. Richards, good position. Gets it to go.
Again, if body in front of him.
Hagens nearly lost it, keeps it. Too short. Richards cleans up. Well, in that Arkansas game when Calipari was thrown out, Hagens put his arm around him as he was walking off the court and said, we have it. We got it.
And they did.
And they did. Now we'll try to burn a little clock, leading this one by 12 with 3:40 to go.
Kentucky will close out games as a legitimate high free throw percentage team and 3 guards that seldom turn it over. Wow, that's an anchor to go to right there.
Thus far in 2020. Although I will say, sir, you have a future in the tailoring business.
Marty, we will top that. Don't worry. You think that's unfortunate that you saw that? Just wait for the next 7 or 8 weeks with us. Yeah, she was dead set on making sure I know.
Watch out! Now, watch out!
John Calipari was not happy in the second half with the effort of his team. He felt that they didn't play with the kind of toughness that you need to play, especially in SEC competition.
Richards again. This time the jump hook is there.
Well, that's LSU, and had to go to the wire to beat them.
Witt rises up, and the rebound pulled down by Tyrese Maxey.
With that 30 in their last game against Vanderbilt. Came out of SMU, started here at Arkansas.
Hagens to Richards. Yes.
That's the dilemma. Last year, he shot a little better than this year. His stats are not really good, indicative of a three-point shooter, but he's very capable to go on a run. We know Joe and Jones can.
High screen and roll. Richards was open in the lane for a moment. Now he finds the ball at the rim.
Question about it. That's got to be their strength here to offset the size of Kentucky.
Well, they're 4 for their first 5, but Kentucky's just about
size. LSU had 23 offensive rebounds, and they only had 24 rebounds total as a team. When you looked at, there it is, the second opportunity.
A reverse put home by Isaiah Joe. His first bucket in a long time. He's got 8.
First bucket for Arkansas in a long time. See, tough now with these guards that can handle the ball. Trying to get some turnovers out of them. Rich does a good job, gives him a release man, steps up high for the ball. Double up on the ball, spread the court, good spacing.
5 to shoot. Maxey floats one up, and Richards throws it down.
There's Kusnard on the take, the kick out pass. Bryant unloads a 3.
Bryant, not a great three-point shooter.
And for that matter, neither is this Gamecock team at 28% and a quick bucket. Higgins picking up the loose change, takes it all the way. No, Richards, yes. Already Higgins with 3 assists. He averages over 7 a game. That's number 1 in the SEC, and he drops another dime.
Because Maxey was right there, almost to look like he could get a steal. Minaya with a catch. Maybe that gets Minaya going.
Frank threading the needle. Inside, Richards left alone.
How good is Haig?
Transition numbers. Maxey blocked by Minaya. Richards on the follow.
Richards is
that happens with a lot of coaches. A lot of coaches do that. They teach statistics in the kinesiology department.
Well, another reason for me to like him. He's also a Green Bay Packers fan. He's a Wisconsin guy and played D3 ball there, coached high school ball in Romulus, Michigan for 11 years before going to the University of Buffalo as an assistant, and then diving on the floor for loose balls, offensive rebounds. And when in doubt, Jones is the guy who wins it for Alabama. Easy
jumpers to Kentucky, so to keep them away from the rim, because this is where they're most dangerous.
Nick Richards awfully dangerous. Boy,
doubleheader where they lost both those games, and he had 7 points, 4 rebounds total. In the last 3 games, Nick Richards has averaged 17 and 9, and he's been 21 of 30 from the field in those 3 games. He's really stepped up his performance.
Wins over Louisville, Missouri, and Georgia. Baseline jumper for Richards.
That's 4. That's the second Euro step he's had. The first one got blocked.
Remember, he's a guy who had an elbow injury earlier this season, played through it, has been hampered by it, but feeling much more like himself recently. And
contested 3, had to hang a little longer, and then he released it and found the net.
For most players, that would be considered a bad shot. But that's how good Anthony Edwards is. He can make bad shots.
Maxey penetrates, good dish. Nick Richards has become a mud.
They've had 100 more free throw attempts. They've made 138 more free throws than their opponents. That's really remarkable to shoot 80% as a team from the line.
Sure is. Georgia not nearly as effective. Kentucky on a 6-0 run. They were down 5-zip. And a nice pass to Nick Richards for the flush from Georgia.
You know, when a scorer like, there aren't many scorers like Anthony Edwards, but when a scorer gets hot, man, there's no telling how many he can put in.
Good look to Nick Richards, who came down.
Yeah, that one was a trail 3, and he's a much better catch and shoot guy. One thing that Georgia doesn't want to do is give up transition buckets, just like they did. I mean, Kentucky is a
position and a mismatch. She misses the first, misses the second, but Nick Richards taps it up and in.
that one.
Yeah. Cookie's got 51 his last 3. Hammond shot no good. Georgia's gone cold here, 0 for their last 5.
And it's 1 and out.
Montgomery, Richards, and the foul. All again follows after college basketball.
That was a terrific piece by Mark Spears and the undefeated on Anthony Edwards. What a terrific young man Edwards is, and a great teammate. Boy, I thought Sestina was going to pull the trigger on that one.
Maxey saw an opening, the lob to Nick Richards, and he throws it down. And it's obvious the impact that Higgins has on his team.
I mean, he is the engine of this team.
Throws it. Alley-oop to Richards, who lays it in. They didn't.
Mitchell Smith, too strong. Rebound to Richards.
And you will not see Missouri send many to the glass. You'll see 4, sometimes 5 black jerseys getting back.
Higgins
on the foul on the shot clock. Bails out. Missouri, and they get a fresh 20, and it's good defensive rebound by Kentucky. See how quickly Missouri gets back to set their D.
To Richards. Got it. Whitney. That one's off to Quickly. That won't go. There's Nick Richards.
Play right there. Beautiful off the glass. See that jump stop on balance. Little pump fake. Gets the shot blocker in the air.
Richards, can he keep it going? Yes, he can. How about the second foul on Tillman, so he'll sit the bench for a moment. Here's Richards, little jump hook. Benson already has one big three. That one is blocked by Richards off to Montgomery. It's a 3-on-2. Higgins trying to find somebody. Guarded well by the Tigers, and Richards slips, and yes, it will go.
Do it consistently yet, but when you got Pinson and you got Tillman with 2 personal fouls, we're probably not going to see them the rest of the half, right? I mean, you certainly can't play Tillman with 2 fouls.
Here's Higgins. I don't know if that was an intentional pass or. Of course, it's always available on the ESPN app. I like the SEC in agreement now with the AAC, the American Conference.
Yeah.
Some good matchups. Georgia took on Memphis today. Great win for Georgia, by the way. I can't emphasize enough. That's the kind of win on the road that elevates not just Georgia, but the whole league, right?
Yeah. Oh, great win for Tom Crean. You know what? As soon as this one's over, I can't wait to get in front of my phone somewhere for the Auburn-Mississippi State game.
Richards.
Quickly right there.
Mitchell Smith. High arching shot, no good. Rebound to Higgins, number 5.
0 for 5 from the floor for Mitchell Smith.
Mitchell came in averaging 4 points. Maxey around it quickly. Richards. The Euro step, and he got it to go.
He loves that 3, too. He'll drift outside Williams. Good rebounder, shot blocker. There's the pick and pop, and they're up on him.
Number 10 to shoot. Higgins lobs to Richards. In place. Got it.
Nice look by Higgins. We're going, though. Real good look. Soft delivery enables the little knockdown.
So that ended a streak of 0 for 9 from the floor on that putback by Enoch, his first basket. Richards. Strong move without hand. I like it. Against Wara. Off balance shot. Richards keeps it alive. He's fouled and one. Kentucky a chance to regain the lead with 90 seconds left.
Everything's been the guards. Looking to pull up and get Richards a touch.
There he is. There it is. Good call. 3-point Ohio State lead. We approach 6 minutes at a fast-paced first half. Up and down the floor. Between number 5 and number 6 in the country.
And they pin down again. They're trying to look.
8 on the shot clock. Higgins has a look up, looking for a pick from Richards. Gives it back to Nick. He'll try a clear. I think his foot might have been on the line.
Of course, when it comes out.
Absolutely. We're good. Tickets Friday morning, 9 a.m. showing in L.A. Going to see it.
Did you ever read The Ride of a Lifetime by Bob Iger?
Oh, getting the bounces, Rich.
A 100% shot that you have no chance of defending. You know, that's Tom Izzo calls those turnovers for touchdowns. I mean, it's a live ball turnover that you have no shot of defending.
There's another stop for Kentucky, which had 9 dunks. Thanks for taking us on that Mobius strip tour. That was nice.
It's just so funny. That's what they're doing with the flop now, the flop rule. They call it delay a game, so they have to delay the game to say somebody flopped and delayed the game.
which came first. Maxey for Richards. Kentucky within 2. 21, mid to late first half. So the Yellow Jackets at 4-3, who have beaten NC State. They've got losses to Georgia, Arkansas, and Syracuse so far, trying for a notable win for a school that's not been returned in a long time as Richards stuffs it home. Yes.
Maxey. You know, Maxey's offense may have suffered a little bit as a result, but his defense has been outstanding. He's rebounded really well. I think he has 7 rebounds in the ballgame. Yeah, but his defense on DeVoe is the reason that Kentucky has this lead.
Quick tie low, Richards.
And again, it was Ashton Higgins. Some downsides to it, too.
Digger won't hear about that. He's on opposite us, I believe. Look, watching a John Calipari shoot-around, by the way, he is as active and as vocal as any head coach that we see. He very much takes shoot-around seriously.
Now, he's a great teacher.
Yes.
In addition to being a great coach, great recruiter, he's a great teacher of the game. Ashton Higgins with another.
I love this kid, number 2 in blue, just a freshman. You want to know what type of guts he has? Here he is on the road at Rupp Arena at a young age, going right down the lane.
Taking it to the rim.
See, look at that paint touch. That's what you want. Like your Fairleigh Dickinson, to be honest with you.
Dunkin' Donut volume, if you will, in the state of New Jersey. It's amazing.
Do the same here.
It's been the alliteration this week. Fight and finish have been the 2 key words Calipari has used as he continues to motivate this team. Remember,
he's pretty good at conveying his message and making us repeat it, right?
Motivating, right? He's pretty good at that?
Yeah. He coaches the media, too.
There's Richard. Ball, the cross player. Nice follow there from Bishop. Didn't pick up basketball until about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And he scores it again. No trip. Nate Sestina. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. The All-Patriot League performer last year in Bucknell was going for 7 and 7. Over the first couple games of the year before, he broke his left wrist.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I think you're looking at Khalil Whitney, Keon Brooks, Johnny Juzang, and Nate Sestina. So, of those guys, you got to take
Wildcats to be ready. After all this Thanksgiving basketball, we got our own dessert right now.
Very well said. There have been some wonderful tournaments and very interesting games over the last 3 or 4 days. Kentucky comes in at 5-1. Nice pass for Richards down inside. Fumble, recaptured, and throw.
Good and awfully easy from the freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, 5'10". So as a smaller guard, he knows he has to be able to extend the court. And Big Blue Nation now starting to get behind their team.
Higgins, nice hesitation, dribble, gets it up to Richards for the slam dunk.
Well, that's what I'm defense that time by Kentucky and Emmanuel quickly.
UAB showed some zone back in the man-to-man. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the half. Richards, nice looking stroke as well. Boy, are these two fit. Montgomery.
Yeah, nice poise and pace that time by Scott Grayson going into the teeth of that Kentucky Wildcat defense.
Lob pass, catch under the plane of the board, no problem at all. Back up inside.
Tremendous spirit about himself. You can tell they'll miss his absence, and particularly his ability to talk on the floor. But he was so optimistic, so positive. I was really impressed with the young man, as I am Mr. Richards.
Not 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Shot clock at 7. And on the running lob, double-digit assist. Scott Grayson now with 14. The runner not there, and speaking of throwing it down, nice play for a couple of threes.
Whitney on a pull-up. Offensive rebound, and a stick back is good for Nick Richards. A lot of contact, no whistle there. And the short jumper is off the mark. Into the hands of Keon Brooks. That was a nice switch. Communication defensively right there. Higgins. Oh, what a pass to Richards. What a dunk. Wildcats to the #1 ranking. It didn't last long, of course. Kentucky trying to get back to the top. Alley-oop pass. Richards! Oh, my. Kick out pass on the other end. Three off the mark. Rebound Higgins.
One of the other things, too, is when there is a defensive breakdown by Kentucky, bad communication, poor rotation, you get Nick Richards that can clean anything up.
Double at Rupp Arena, you play for a mid-major. You're keeping the box score the next day, that's for sure.
And wrestling with Nick Richards the whole night, that is not easy.
It's making the scrapbook. Inside Richards, and there is the double. Is Nick Richards enjoying his best offensive campaign in his 3-year career? He wins the opening tip. Kentucky in white. Now St. Mary's in blue.
And obviously, if Kentucky's healthy, it'll be a different team that they've been the last couple times out.
Richards down low, and Richards finds his poker table with Vegas. Would be doing pretty well right now.
It reminds me of coaching Little League. That's how all the kids were lined up and put them by the numbers.
Richards again. By Opoku, the 6'9" sophomore out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Mount St. Mary's located not too far from Maryland, from Baltimore. Let's see what Kentucky has to offer here on offense to start the second half. Again, a different group of 5 on the floor for Coach Cal. Alley-oop pass. Richards, count the basket plus the fast team has the length that Kentucky has, the quickness. This should be an elite defensive team, should it not, by year's end?
Yeah, by year's end. Again, you're working with young guys that are new. Nice pass. Easier.
Former transfer from Drake. Seven minutes remaining. Richards trying to show some range. That's the shot.
If the leather touched his hand.
Never does. Never met a shot he doesn't like.
Oh, that's what they pay you for. Sometimes you got to tell a kid, hey, do you know why you're on scholarship?
Yeah,
because that's what you do.
That's what you do. Now he's expanded his repertoire to oversized pocket squares. Man of a lot of versatility. Under 3 minutes to go. Inside Richards, and Richards just giving the rim a work.
Shot clock at 10. They spread and drive. It ends in a kick, and Kason Jardine has it skip off the rim.
Boy, how easy did Washington get to the rim, though, huh?
Here's Nick Richards inside, and the jump hook goes. Courtney Ramey, and then Mark Fox's Cal team battles #1 Duke at 9:30.
I saw that Texas name down there, and you and I talked about it. There's a good, deep post touch again.
Afterwards, and that's what they're trying to get out of the game.
It looked to me like Brooks's feet hit Woodbury's feet.
There was no foul on it. Richards with a baseline.
Good question. Better job by Kentucky to protect the nail, protect the elbow.
Richards was mismatched on Averett, but he forced a miss. Remember, he forced a turnover on him in the first half.
Nice
Higgins
attack.
drives, dishes, dunk through. Nick Richards.
Engaging, he's tough, he's smart, he's competitive. Utah, they got a very good young coach. Wife's from that area, right?
Yep.
Wife's from Orem.
Up the road in Orem. They're part of the community out there. His wife, Hannah. Son, William, got another baby boy due in February. There's Nick Richards.
He's been an assistant with the Lakers for 6 years. He's a 2-time All-American at Stanford.
He walks around campus in Crocs.
Yes.
He doesn't care.
No. And he literally walked around campus in Crocs. You're right. Where's the offense? You know, last year it was Tyler Hero, P.J. Washington, and they had to have one. Who is it?
Richards from the baseline.
Weird play. And allow the dribble penetration on the baseline, knowing that the pass was going to be delivered right in front of the rim. That was beautifully done at a key time.
Higgins, he'll throw that.
The ball screen in the middle. Higgins delivers.
Richard.
Higgins. Long way without taking a dribble, and a nice putback that time. Nice strong take in between a couple of Kentucky defenders.
They are really going at Nate Sestina off the dribble. Whoever's got it is trying to attack that matchup. Great pass by Ashton Higgins.
And second in the country in steals in double digits. He had 10 a game.
This is not the easiest Kentucky team to press because they have maximum ball handlers, and that's how you do it. Eastern Kentucky would prefer to play out of transition. First clean look they've had, well, they're just off their game. They're just sped up. Different level of competition, obviously, when you come into Rupp Arena.
Nick Richards.
Like the move. I like today because Grad transfers are very highly recruited. It's kind of the new wave of recruiting. Again, as post-grad from UNCW, I think Darius Hicks is going to be a really good player in the OVC. This team will be a team to be reckoned with, and it's nice to see them settle down and get back in the game.
After 3 straight turnovers, Kentucky
had to come through with his right hand, but still got enough of it to knock it off EKU.
More turnovers in this game than there are in the local radio industry. Higgins pushes it up the floor. Nice feed.
Viewable play now. It'll be interesting to see how that all works out.
Trying to take the acting out of the game. Higgins splits a double team, feeds quickly. The lob to Richards, it's lost, but he'll pick it up and put it in. It's an Eastern Kentucky defense that will often ad-lib when it comes to traps and do it on feel in some instances, but they haven't had those opportunities outside the full court that turned over Kentucky 3 consecutive possessions in the first half.
Ashton Higgins has put on a clinic with splitting the double team. When you split the double team, doesn't take a genius to figure out. Now you're playing with an advantage here. Here's Brown. You're tone deaf anyway.
Brown's off the mark. Kentucky pushing it once again.
Here comes Maxey. Now as the point guard, he's going to have the ball in his hands a little more. I expect him to be a little more aggressive in this role. So throw that hook, big fella.
Oh, the running hook. Gosh. 30-point Kentucky advantage. Richards off the Hobbs short, and Richards yanks it down.
That's 9 rebounds. He's 1 short of a double-double. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe you can get 1 more before Cal gets him. Good pass.
You can almost sense the...
With a bag of medication and chemicals strapped around his waist in a fanny pack as he would go out onto the court and take shots. This is a kid who has never given up despite how difficult things got, and he has a mission. He wants to get to the NBA and make things easier on his family. I mean, my heart's just so full of joy right now to see Andrew Jones achieving that after all he's been through.
That's great stuff, Holly. Thanks. Travis,
and Hero,
and Johnson. Those are 4 really good players.
Well, Hero's doing a great job at Miami.
Higgins to Nick Richards.
Nice transition down.